So was it a cup of tea and a biscuit this morning?
I've not had my biscuit yet. I'm saving it. Just been off on field, so I'm might treat myself to a bit of cake.
Okay. Seriously, mate. I think word came through last night. You've been paid, haven't you?
Just stay on rugby, Gary. Like honestly, I'm not into all that. So if I do one, then I'll end up rolling along with it. So I'm gonna if I keep it black and white, it's the best way.
Okay.
Sorry, mate.
No problem. So just on the rugby. What's seven? Is it going to be bare 17, or are you able to name more of a squad, or?
No, we're still in measures. So obviously we're governed by the rules, and we'll stick to the rules and use the rules best we can to try and work out who's fit and how we can if we need to change, how we can do that. So but we don't have a lot of options.
I was just going to ask, will there be any changes to your squad? Because there was a couple suspended who are now available again, and I think there's only one who was suspended who's available. Is he Jaden?
Jaden's available. But again, we'll have to. We've obviously got some people who are available from CAS as well. So we'll work it out, and like I said before, we'll stick within what we've been said we can and can't do. So what that'll look like, well, probably get down to Friday before we can fully we'll fully understand that. But our squad will be out today, and it won't be too dissimilar to the Castleford one.
Is it a case of like ringing the RFL to see what you can and can't do at the moment?
Well, I think we've already been through that process over the last few weeks, so we're pretty clued up on that now. So we understand, the parameters that we're working in.
Even though it's a different competition, is the feeling different about the game? Like, obviously, with it not being a league game, to being a cup game and sort of Wembley on the horizon, things like that. Is the feeling slightly different to it being a league game?
Well, I think it's a tough draw in many respects, but it's good to obviously change the focus away from the league, and we're coming up against Bradford, who are a rejuvenated side this year, and we've been, and a lot of us have been in the shoes of where the Bradford players and staff are now, and we know how much excitement and challenge we get, and confidence and belief that we'd have coming to a Super League team, especially one that's been in such turmoil and a wounded animal, if you like. So we're very aware of the risks, and there's a lot to gain from this week. Obviously, with Challenge Cup being such a short route to the final, but there's obviously a lot of danger as well coming up against a side in Bradford with a host of ex-Super League players who can pull it out the bag for a week. The Challenge Cup, it's not all about being consistent; it's about just winning your games, and so it's certainly a lot to think about, and a lot of risk and a lot of reward attached to the weekend.
I was going to say, because Bradford, they're not novices, are they? They've got players who've been there, seen it and done it. You've got a coach who's been there, seen it and done it many, many times. So it's not like you're playing a team of novices, is it? No,
definitely not. And obviously they beat Castleford, didn't they, the other week? So they're definitely a capable side. I think that's never going to be in question. I would suspect that there's not many of their players not played in Super League and played in Super League recently. So it's... we're at home though, and we would expect to put our best foot forward. So we understand the challenges that we've got, and we understand what sort of a Bradford team will be facing and what sort of emotion and enthusiasm that they'll bring, as well as the quality that they've got as well. So we've got to match that, and I spoke quite a bit about that against Castleford, making sure we were connected and had energy, and whilst we weren't polished, if we can show the same commitment, I guess, and be a little bit more polished than we were last week, then we're a good side.
Is it almost impossible for you to gauge whether there are improvements week on week or not at the moment because of the circumstances around your team selection and everything? Yeah,
it is impossible is the short answer to that. I think Yeah, we've kind of not got going, and if anything, we regressed in a lot of respects with our continuity on field practice, all that sort of stuff. So it's I think we just need to plough our way through this difficult period. But I think there's some light at the end of the tunnel now, and and hopefully this week will present us with an opportunity to kickstart it, and it's usually a performance and a win that really kicks you on to bigger and better things. So we would hope that this week presents us with that opportunity.
And just lastly for me, there's been no issues regarding the lads training. They've been training fully and all that.
Yeah, we've practiced. We've been out there on the field today, so we're good.
That's belting, Paul. Enjoy the rest of your birthday. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
Hi Paul, Robin here from Radio Manchester.
Hi mate.
Happy birthday. What are your plans for it after training?
Might just go have a lie down, I think. But no, I'll go out with the family and just have a quiet one.
You've joked to us a few times that you feel like you've aged probably a lot more than the age of 50 over the last few weeks and months. But how do you assess kind of even just the last couple of weeks, never mind the last few months?
Well, it's just been difficult, hasn't it? And obviously reading about the company that you represent, and lots of different opinions, because there's been a lack of information out there, so people will obviously cast their own opinions, and some of it's accurate, some of it's inaccurate. So it's been difficult, and so without getting too deep into it, it's been challenging.
How have you then, as a coach, got the balance right between trying to train for games, get the players on the pitch like you've done today, but also support them mentally as well?
Well, again, without, because you're still going on about the other stuff now, and I want to talk about the rugby, and I guess it is associated, so you get a little bit there, but I'm not sure. Just the best I can do. So I think we've all supported one another. I've said that before. I think everybody's been there for one another, and but it's difficult.
You said just then to Gary that you think there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Do you feel like everything's moving in a positive direction now?
Yeah, I certainly do, and that's I'm an optimist, so I would always say that anyway.
And how are the players in terms of training? What has training been like? The standards, things like that, in this week. Yeah,
we've trained well, mate. We're okay, so we're ready to play.
You understand that? I mean, I understand if you don't want to ask these questions, but I've got to ask them. Just on the pay situation, can you confirm now whether people have been paid or not?
Just stick to rugby, mate. That's the remit from the start. So stick on rugby.
Okay. And with the Challenge Cup, does it kind of give you the feeling that should you win this weekend, that that could be a real nice just distraction from the opening weeks of Super League and something really to build towards despite the adversity you've faced?
I've like I said before, it's the shortest route to a cup, so it's almost tangible if you get past this round that you're in a quarter final, and that has a bit of gravitas to it already. When you say you're in a quarter final, that's an achievement in itself. So absolutely, it's a welcome distraction.
Brilliant. Well, enjoy your birthday and thank you for your time.
Thanks, mate.
Hi, Paul. Many happy returns, and thank you for your time.
Welcome.
Can I just check whether you've got any injuries? I take it probably not after what you said to Gary earlier.
We've got a couple of late checks, so yeah, I think we've got a couple of bumps in there, but I'll keep them to myself.
Yeah, and just how much do you have to be aware of this when you sort of name your squad? You're already down at the bare bones, and that sort of thing. It's just like an unwanted headache you could probably do without. I mean, it comes to the territory with rugby league, I suppose. Yeah, I mean,
any injuries obviously is out of our squad. Is you can't just bring other people in. So there are ways of manoeuvring players within that setup and the parameters of the rules that we've been given. So like I said before, we're aware of that, and we'll utilise how we can.
you've touched on it already, but just how hard is it to keep everyone sort of focused on the pitch stuff? You've said, you're just here to talk about the rugby, but is that like a wider theme in the club? Everyone's pulling together and trying to focus what happens on the pitch rather than maybe the stuff you can't control off the pitch.
Yeah, but obviously it correlates, doesn't it? Because where your headspace is and all that. So yeah, everybody in the club's just having a dig and sticking together. So we're good.
Well, so what does that do for morale? I mean, it could go one of two ways, couldn't it? I suppose you all sort of, let's say, pull together and shared goals and that sort of thing, or it can maybe go the other way. I mean, just what has it been like for you over these last few weeks?
Well, we'll see, won't we? So yeah, my morale's all right. So we'll see.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time, Paul, and
Thanks,
enjoy
mate.
the rest of your day.
All right, Paul, you okay?
Hi, Rob.
Defeated Casper last week. What positives can you take from it?
We played. There was effort. We came close, without playing well, but we tried hard. So I guess the effort is the positive, and being there is the positive.
Yeah, Challenge Cup this weekend. Are you treating it like a big reset for the weeks to come?
Yeah, it's an opportunity, definitely. To obviously every game's an opportunity, so this is no different. We'd like to get up and running with a win. So and then confidence, momentum, all them things start to grow, don't they? So yeah, like any other game really. But like I said before, we won't hide away or shy away from the fact that it's a Challenge Cup and it's a great competition, and we want to be in it.
Yeah, obviously you've had a few disruptive weeks. It's going to be a challenge. Obviously we're at the bottom of the mountain, got a mountain to climb in the next few weeks. But I suppose as a coach, it's about getting to base camp before we start the climb.
Yeah, well, it's Challenge Cup, so we're not at the bottom of the mountain. We're one game off a quarter final, so actually we're not far off the summit. So if we want to keep going on analogies, Rob, we'll keep climbing. You just need a couple of Sherpas.
Yeah. Obviously, as a coach, we play Bradford on Friday. How do you guard against the potential giant killing?
Well, you guard by preparing well, so, and that's what we intend to do. But it's 13 against 13, if you like, on the pitch. So, we're fully respectful. I think that's first and foremost. And you only have to look at the lineup that Bradford have got, and they demand respect really. So we don't need to convince our players of that. And so yeah, we fully understand what we're walking into.
Growing up, what was your favourite Challenge Cup memory?
85, Wigan and Hull. I was part of Lee Curtin Razors, so that was good. Yeah,
final one from me. As I say, happy birthday, Paul. Hope you've had a great day. Hope you've got plans to blow all the candles out on the cake, and wish for a Challenge Cup win for Salford in 2025.
Yeah, well, absolutely, Rob. Thank you very much, mate.
Cheers, thanks.
Matt, I saw you joined late, mate. Have you got anything rugby related to Mardo?
Yes. Hello, Paul. How are you?
Hello,
Happy
mate.
birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Just touching on what you said about there are ways of manoeuvring players based on what you've been told. Can you just elaborate on that for us? What does that exactly look like? Because this is very much an unprecedented situation that none of us truly know the ins and outs of, to be honest.
I've only just come off field, Matt, so when I go upstairs I'll start looking at ways of manoeuvring, or you can do your own work, and if you tell me then we can collaborate, and whoever comes up with the answers first.
Tell me,
no, I can't tell you anything, Matt.
Okay, that's fair enough. Can't argue with that. Well, that's me done then. Thank you.
Cheers, Matt.